Hi, welcome back to Shawnee Hills Workshop. If you've been following along with my channel, you know that I am working towards the ultimate goal of having a sawmill here on the property, being able to go out and get logs. Because of that, I purchased a dump trailer to be able to haul the logs. I'm also using the dump trailer for just projects here around the farm. And because of that, I've been looking for a 3/4 ton pickup truck. And I finally found one and picked it up. But before I show you what I got, I want to talk about this truck right here. This is my grandfather's 1992 Chevy 1500 pickup truck, and it had a lot of wisdom in it, in my opinion, and I want to show you what I like about this truck before I show you the truck I purchased. So as I said, this is a 1992 Chevy Cheyenne work truck, 2-wheel drive with a 6-cylinder engine. It currently has 48,000 miles on it. Now, my grandpa lived up a dirt road in the middle of nowhere in eastern Kentucky and was a farmer and carpenter all his life. Now, if you'll see, we've got manual door locks, manual windows. It's a stick shift, no radio, no air conditioning, just a fan. This was the most stripped down you could order a truck back then. I have another 92 that my father bought, and it's got, all the options on it. It was the truck I drove through high school. It's V8, power windows, power door locks, all the bells and whistles for a truck back then. The thing I like about this truck is it was viewed as a tool. The only thing my grandfather wanted on it were things that were needed to get the job done. No extra frills. Now that these trucks are starting to age, they're 28 years old, the white truck, the door locks aren't working quite right. The windows aren't always working quite right. A lot of the electronics have failed. The radio has failed. I've had to have the air conditioner worked on several times. With this truck, none of that is there to break. It's just standard maintenance on the gasoline engine and the transmission. Well, now I want to show you what I bought. This is a 2006 F-250 crew cab. A nice man named Jeff. Jeff, if you're watching, thank you very much. He gave me a good deal on this truck. I paid $2,750 for it, but it has some issues that need to be sorted out, and so we'll go through those. It's, I think it's not going to be that big, fingers crossed, but we'll see. I want to show you some things that drew me to this truck. So first off, you might notice this is not a diesel. I specifically did not want a diesel. Anything after 2003, I'm not a big fan of the diesels, and the 7.3 liters before 2003, they're just getting to the age to where they're going to need repairs, and the asking price are just crazy for them. A gas engine I can work on myself when it breaks down, and I don't have to send it out for big repairs. Now, this has the typical rust you'll see on the Fords and the Chevys from the mid-2000s. I don't know why all the 2000 models seem to rust out, but they do. And it's just been a farm truck. It is dirty and it is rough, and I think just a good cleaning would do wonders for this truck. But as you can see, this thing has been used to work. Extremely dirty, smelly, but I think we can fix all that. But here's what I like about it. Manual windows, manual door locks. It does have air conditioning and a radio, but that's about it. It's an automatic transmission. I've seen a couple stick shifts, very few standard transmissions, but that's not something that I was really looking for anyway, because when we do have somebody sitting up here, I don't like having the stick shift in the way. This truck checked every box I was looking for. Well, except for the running well part. We'll get to that here in a minute. I wanted a crew cab. I have a wife, 3 kids, and a dog. When I go to town to pick up supplies, or if we're going on a trip or anywhere, we go together a lot, and with my current pickup trucks, can't do that. I wanted a gasoline engine. I've already talked about I can work on a gasoline engine. I bought a brand new 6-liter diesel in 2004. It's the last new vehicle I bought, and it's what changed my finances to what they are today. If that had not have happened, I probably wouldn't be living a debt-free lifestyle right now, but that was a lemon of a vehicle. I wanted 4-wheel drive, and I wanted 3/4 ton. I also wanted as few options as I could get. I wanted it to be as stripped down as possible, and this checks all those boxes. Now, as I said earlier, it's got some issues. Here's what I know so far. The brake caliper on the passenger front is grabbing. It's sticking, actually, it's all the time. So you're always feeling like you have a lag, like, you know, it's bogging the engine down. Beyond that, it seems to be running lean. It's really lacking power beyond just the fact that the brake is on, and it's, you know, just not running good, running rough. So we got to check into that. I'm hoping it's a mass airflow sensor, maybe a vacuum leak, oxygen sensor, something like that. We're going to have to just look into it and see. First things first, we're just going to have to clean out the air filter and make sure that it's getting good air. What I can't tell is there's a manifold leak, and because of that manifold leak, I can't tell if there's a tick in the engine. I think it's just exhaust leak, but we'll have to see. I won't really know that until we tear into it. So first things first, I'm going to get it up on the lift, just inspect it. Try to get a list of all the things that need to be done to it. What I'm hoping is I can replace a brake caliper, and then once I do that, get a good idea of how the engine runs when it's not having the brakes constantly put on. I'll probably at the same time go ahead and clean the mass airflow sensor, and just while I'm cleaning the air filter and everything, get that done, and then we will reset it and see how it runs so I can start to properly diagnose it. Fingers crossed that it's nothing too big. Well, this morning before work, we were able to get this thing up on the lift, pull the tires off, and just do a general inspection of all the things that we could see that we thought we might need to replace. And that's kind of what I really wanted to just get it up and take a look. And three things that I noticed right away were the right caliper on the front and the rear, and the passenger side exhaust manifold. I knew there was an exhaust leak somewhere, and I was able to look up under there and see it's just all black around the third and fourth cylinder on the passenger side. So while I was at work today, I got on Advanced Auto's website, and surprisingly enough, they had all the parts I needed in my local store here. So I went in and ordered them online, went out and picked them up, and I'm going to try to fix those tonight. I've got the fender liner off, and I've sprayed down some PP Blaster on the exhaust manifold there. Hopefully that all comes out great. I'm kind of not expecting it to, so we'll see. What do you think? If I can get that done and get the fender liner put in, it should be real easy to put the calipers back on. I also picked up some mass airflow sensor cleaner. If we can get it back down, I'll at least clean that off and clear all the codes out and see how it runs. I'm gonna have to get a tripod. This truck is way too long for this 2-post lift, and it is just scaring me. I'm trying to think of what I can put under there right now just to keep this thing from rocking so much. Well, for right now, we've added a knockoff jaw horse and a board to at least give us some stability. What do you think about that? We're just not gonna go underneath it, are we?
No memories of any tension. Can't catch my breath. It seems that I was only left for dead. I was buried alive.
I don't know if I can get it to focus or not. You see the crack going right down there. Then we were getting a lot of blowout right there. Well, it's the next evening. I got the other caliper on, and I got all the studs out of the manifold and got it all cleaned up. Now that was a test in patience right there. Had to weld on some nuts, had to use the blowtorch, but I finally got all those studs out. I contemplated leaving some of the studs in there and just reusing them, but it just kept nagging at me overnight. You know, my favorite saying is, if you're going to be a bear, be a grizzly. I've loved that saying my entire life. And I think it's kind of based on the 1 Colossians 3:23, you know, whatsoever you do, do it heartily unto the Lord. I'm just a firm believer, do the best that you can do. It doesn't have to be the best that can be done, just as long as it's the best that you can do. And I was just laying in bed last night, I'm like, you know what? The best I can do is to get those studs out and get it cleaned up and do the best job, the most proper job I can do. So we got it all cleaned up, ready to go. I'm gonna go eat some supper, and then I'll come back and try to get this manifold in. And who knows, maybe tonight I can get the brakes bled and get this thing down on the ground, clean that mass flow air sensor. Might be able to take it for a test drive. I don't know, it gets dark awful early. We'll see.
Have I gone before my time? But you know I'm gonna come back. I'll come back to you, baby, anyway. I'm getting out. I find my way if I have to shout. Who could have done this? Who let me here without a last kiss?
Well, actually, I'm not going to be cutting this after it rolls out.
Was it Johnny Lee? That man was always out to get me. But I'll get mine. Karma's my friend, she's always on my side. I was buried alive. Have I gone before my time? But you know I'm gonna find him. And call him every day.
So it's been a few days since I shot the intro to this video, and unfortunately I lost a little bit of the footage, but I've spent the last several days changing the exhaust manifold on the passenger and driver side. Turns out that Ford recommends you pull the engine to do that. It's a 5.4 Triton, and that was not easy to do without pulling the engine, but we made it happen. I knew the passenger side was leaking. I could hear it very loudly. Got it off, it was cracked, put a new one on. Once I got it on, it was a lot quieter, but I could then tell that the driver's side was leaking. So I went ahead, took the time, done the driver's side, got that all buttoned up. Ended up replacing all 4 calipers. 3 of them were sticking, replaced 4 of them, and the truck is running so much better now. It's still got a little bit of a miss, but I've still got to do spark plugs, and I'm going to try to check and see if the oxygen sensors need replaced. I cleaned the mass airflow sensor, so I know that's good. But still just a little bit of a miss here and there, nothing bad, but it's not running 100% right now. So now I'm on the search for a replacement front seat, and then we'll just get the inside cleaned up and start putting her to work. So if you like these kind of videos, hit that thumbs up button. If you don't like these kind of videos, hit the thumbs down button. Either way, leave me a comment telling me why. If you're not already a subscriber, I would really like to have you, so hit that subscribe button. And if you'd like to get notified every time I put out a new video, hit the bell for notifications. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.